Today we're making breakfast and I've decided to do waffles. We're gonna do cardamom waffles. And so the things you'll need for this recipe are one large mixing bowl, a good sized mixing jug, or just another bowl is also fine, measuring devices. This is a Danish whisk. You don't absolutely need this, but it will help. Rubber spatula or silicone spatula. It doesn't really matter if it's rubber or silicone because we're not doing anything hot with it. A regular whisk and also a wooden spoon because we're going to be browning some butter, and a saucepan. Okay, so I've meased out some of this. And so what we have here is 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of sugar, teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of baking powder, and then 3 tablespoons of butter, which I will brown in a minute. We're going to need 3 eggs. And then what I do with the eggs is I kind of beat them in this container, and then I meet the level of volume with the milk. So you want to have by the end 2 3/4 cups of liquid total, and then add a 1/4 cup of oil at the end. And we also have Ube Extract. I'm getting fancy. Actually, I'm not really getting fancy. What happened is we're experiencing some very high-level storms here right now, and it's not really safe to drive. I mean, it kind of is. You can if you really want to risk your life with all the tourists out there who don't know how to drive in this. But essentially, I can't go to the store and get vanilla. So we're going to use Ube because it will give the same flavor profile, and it'll give kind of a goth effect to our waffles, and that's fine. I mean, it's almost Halloween, so why not? So I'm gonna start off here. I also have cardamom. Did I mention the cardamom? The cardamom's the star of the show.
It is.
All right, so I have cardamom in my mortar and pestle. And I also think that it's very important, if you're gonna use mortars and like a mortar and pestle for sweet things, use this one for your sweet spices and use another one. I have this big boy for when I do garlic. You don't want to use
any kind of spice that isn't
any savory spice. You don't want to mix them up because you can wash them, but they never really.
They don't lose their flavor profile.
Yeah, they will impart a little bit of garlic into your cardamom, and that's not what you want here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of bash this up, and I have probably about 20 cardamom pods here, and it's going to yield a little less than a teaspoon of seeds. And then I will grind those up. So we'll be back in a minute. So there are a couple things you can do with these pods too. I typically will take like 4 of them and put them in the coffee bean grinder when I'm grinding my coffee in the morning and make myself a little cardamom treat coffee. You can do that. You can save them and then grind them in a spice grinder later for like make them part of your autumnal spice blend.
It's kind of like mace.
Well, yeah, in a way it is, because it's not really the aril, but it's the outer shell that's still useful. So don't be afraid to use your shells of the cardamom. So I have just barely started the butter browning. And you've seen me brown butter before, but in case you missed it the first time, I'll do it for you again. This is gonna take a minute or 2. And yeah, you just kind of wanna moving it around the pan will help you melt it a little faster, moving it over the hot surface. And also cutting it into small pieces will help you melt it faster, obviously, because less volume to heat up. Now it's starting to melt. switching it also helps to kind of get it going a little bit faster too. And here you can see, can you get a little closer?
I have it close up.
Okay. Yeah. Here you can see where the milk solids are beginning to separate from the fat and the water. And now the steam is forming, and that is going to make the water cook off of the butter. And what you'll be left with is just fat and some browned milk solids, which is what we're going for. So you can see it just kind of moving a little bit. It's a pretty active little thing that happens. You can see it kind of moving a little bit. Now it's going to foam up because that's the evaporation process kind of completing itself. And you can kind of see a little bit of brown around the edges. And now you see brown on the bottom. Take it off now.
I'm on a brown.
Yeah. Some people let it go longer than this. You don't want to let it go too long though, because you'll end up with some pretty acrid flavors. You want it to be caramelly. And right now it smells delicious in here. This is what you want. And it happens faster than you think, so don't step away from it. All right, so we're gonna let this sit and cool off a little bit. And I'll move back over to the table. Okay, so I have the cardamom shells, and now I am just beating up the seeds, because that's all you really want. And giving them a good grind.
There's a couple seeds that fell out.
Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, they're just little guys. Okay, all right, so.
The eggs are starting to try and run away.
Yeah. So if you want to measure the volume that you came up with, or this came up with, we can do that real quick. I can tell by looking at it that it's about a teaspoon. So if you just have ground cardamom, use about a teaspoon. All right, set this over to rinse. Okay, now I'm gonna mix up the dry ingredients. And I like to do this first because then you only need one whisk. All right, and I'm gonna get a garbage bowl.
Good plan. Jolly good show.
Jolly good show. Okay, so now, okay.
It's all fine.
And I always break eggs on the table. I never do it on the side of the table or the side of the bowl because it will send shards of egg into your mixture, or eggshell into your mixture.
Which is not good.
It's not good, nobody wants that. All right. Okay, so we're moving on to our wet ingredients. And I'm gonna use probably about, maybe I'll use a scant tablespoon. There we go. And it kind of did it for me because it's nice and
Nice and liquid.
nice and liquid. So I like to add my flavorings at this stage. And it's okay. If I don't get it all, it's all right. It's fine.
Try and get most of it at least.
And then I'm gonna, ooh. It's very, very purple. Purple rain, purple rain. Yeah. Which is kind of literally what we've got going on right now. Purple waffles and rain. Okay, so.
That is some crazy
Yeah.
purple.
Very, very purple.
That is royal.
And I am going to, yeah. You kind of, yeah. With stuff like this, you want to be able to see the sides of the measuring device you're using. So, let's see, where are we at? So we want to hit this line right here.
3 cups?
Just under.
Under 3 cups, yeah.
Yeah. And then we will make up the difference with oil.
It's going to be quite a bit of oil.
It's about a 1/4 cup. All right. And that's where you're going to get the crisp from. One of my friends requested this because she said that she's never really been able to get a good crispy waffle. This is how you do it. I mean, waffles are not a diet food, so you're going to need to use some oil. Normally I don't condone this sort of activity, but in this case, it's fine.
It's all fine.
And yeah, put this over here.
Are you gonna mix the butter in later?
Yeah, the butter goes in last.
Okay.
Yeah. And I temper it in. This is making a very thick batter this morning. That's interesting. I wonder why.
Maybe because it's a little drier?
Oh, you know what? It's because we have the dehumidifier going, probably.
That is exactly what I was talking
Yeah.
about.
So I'm gonna grab just a little bit of water.
I was also watching the side of the bowl and you didn't reach 3 cups.
Oh,
Like consecutively. Or completely. So
okay.
there was a little bit.
A little bit of discrepancy. All right,
Yeah.
well, it's okay. You can also just add more milk to this. Yeah. Because I couldn't get to the store, I ended up using kefir. But kefir is actually just fine too. Like sometimes I'll use buttermilk.
Buttermilk waffles are delicious.
They rise really well. They're really nice. All right, so we're almost there.
Kefir's kind of like buttermilk.
Yeah, it's really acidic, which is kind of why when I pulled away with the jug, it kind of looked the way that it did because kefir kind of does that. But, yeah, you work with what you have.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to show you how to do that because in the coming months it may be necessary. So,
Yep. As we move into whatever's going on.
Whatever's going on. Like, we just have to weather this storm.
Yep.
And yeah, I will help you do it. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab the butter.
The butter.
The butter. And I guess I do need a silicone spatula for this because, yeah, so don't use a rubber spatula for your brown butter. All right. And I'm gonna stream this in very slowly so that it doesn't scramble any eggs. But this is really gonna make everything just pop.
Luxurious.
Yeah. Brown butter is the bad boy of the kitchen. It's the leader of the pack. Yeah.
It's Shelly. She's the alpha.
Alright. Okay. And for those of you who are calling me a wimp for this storm stuff, we went out in it yesterday.
It was like crazy. I almost wanted to bring my camera, but then I was like, oh no. That would be terrible because
I don't think you would have gotten anything good. I mean, the pictures that I took were kind of crooked because the wind was moving me.
well, not just that, but like the poncho I was wearing was literally like pulling me. Like,
Yeah,
it was pushing
same.
me around, and
My poncho wasn't even staying on my body. It was like
Yeah.
flying up over my head. And I mean, it was just, Yeah, so
60-hour winds.
we think they were like 60-mile-an-hour winds. They may have been even stronger than that. I don't remember, because it was definitely shades of Santa Susana. Like it was, I hadn't been moved like that since the 80s. It was like, whoa. I moved to Oregon from California in the 80s, so. All right, we're gonna take a ladle, and I like to just cover the bottom. You don't want to go too far with this because it will leak out. But you also don't want too little in there. It'll be like a little spider, which a little purple spider waffle might be cute, but also kind of disappointing for anybody who wanted a full waffle. So
it would be a nice...
Okay, and so now I'm gonna count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm gonna flip it.
It would be a nice idea for like a little kid, like if you wanted
like itsy bitsy spider pancakes, or waffles, like
a little spider waffle for the kiddo.
And so these are going to take probably about 5 minutes a piece. So I'm going to check the time. I'm going to hit the timer, and I'm going to say 3.5 to start. Because sometimes they cook faster than other times, and the humidity is different in here, so it's possible that it could. Your mileage may vary depending on what you've got going on in your house. And right now we have a dehumidifier going, because if we didn't have that,
it would be very damp.
It would be very damp and moldy in this house without a dehumidifier. When you live on the coast, you need to do things like that. Or your house will stink.
Yep. And your lungs will suffer.
So we'll be back in a few minutes. Another thing you can do to save on mess is like make sure that the lip of your bowl is overlapping the side of the waffle iron. And that way you won't have like sticky mess to clean up later. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flip. Okay, and the last waffle only took 2.5 minutes, so that's what I'm gonna set the timer for. And about halfway through, you're gonna flip it back over. So this actually took 2.5 minutes, and it's very crispy. I'm going to put this in the oven that I have preheated to 200, and then I will just continue to stack them in there.
Hello, we are back. We have waffles.
Yay, waffles! Goth waffles!
I have my own butter because I have to.
What do you think?
It's delicious.
Good. Yeah. So, if you don't have any vanilla but you happen to have ube, it works. And it makes a pretty waffle. Very goth.
We love Goth here.
I should have worn my Depeche Mode t-shirt.
That would have been good. Like always, they're delicious, Mom.
Thank you. Yep. Continuing our weekend tradition.
I hope you have a good day.
Yep.
And I hope you enjoy this recipe.
See you next time. Like,
Bye.
share, and subscribe. Comment. Bye.
Randomly crunches on eggshell and waffle.
Ew.
Terrible.
Disgusting. Moving it around the pan.
Oh, jeez.
Here we go. It's fine. It's fine.